most of it was just 2 lanes up by Lake Superior. So that's your main road in Canada? Yes, and we're happy about it. It's quiet. The animals rule here. So I was with my support guy at that time. He walks with me sometimes, and he likes to chat. His name's Garuda. Chat. And I said, Garuda, can you stop talking about what's that coming around the corner? So it looks like some kind of ape, with a big helmet on it. It's like, well, actually, I'm quite sure it's a grizzly. And the grizzly came towards us, walking in the middle of the road. We're just on this Shoulders Road, on the side of the road. And, this big guy, the bear, he didn't see us because he had very poor eyesight. He was smelling us, I hope I'm educating you all on bears, because you're alligator experts, right? Gurus, but so we knew not to, when you do your laundry, you're not to put in, too much soap, not too much smelly stuff, because the bears just go nuts on you, right? So the bear was in the middle of the road. He detected us, and then we decided to, motors came, tooted his horn, the bear took off. Now, 20 minutes later, we continue walking. We're, good, great, like this. A few minutes later, we heard a snort behind us. So we turned around, and there was the bear. Definitely interested in us. We knew not to run, because that gets them crazy. Hey, we're at the party. That kind of thing. They simply, this guy was simply interested in us. And it was in a national park, Nancy Green. She was a ski champion in the 60s. And it was named after no buildings whatsoever that day. So we were quite in the wilderness, and this little road. So we weren't sure what to do, but we did walk kind of like backwards. His stride, by the way, his gait is much bigger than ours. So let's say, there, where you're sitting by the door there, gentleman with a beard, that's a beard. That's where we saw him from that distance, and slowly he was coming up to this level where you are, right? So we just put up our hands as if to say, we're big. Try not to do anything with us. Again, their eyes are very limited in vision, and we started to talk a little bit to him. You're big, you're strong. We didn't try to show fear, and frankly, we weren't that scared because we were on the road. The road connects you to people, right? So we felt something's going to happen, and we started to chant mantras. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad. It's a mantra to invoke the attention of the lion avatar, the lion incarnation. And then, so we were interspersing our chanting of the mantra. What are we going to do? We're not quite sure what we're going to do. And so then what happened is that in this big cavernous mountain valley, where the acoustics were really good, I guess you could say the reverberation was on, we heard this kind of like it's a trucker. He was coming and he was shifting gears, trying to climb that mountain. You know what it's like. It's just not easy for these guys. So shifting gears and the sound of the roar of the motor, like a lion's roar. We could see him way down in the distance, coming, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The bear heard all this stuff in the valley. We couldn't understand what was going on until the truck got really close. And then he could feel the vibrations on his paws. Oh, what's it? Then he looked back and then, shoo, he took off. And we didn't see him again. So the moral of the story is we gotta watch what you pray for. Now here's the thing. I mean, maybe I was stupid. I decided that I would just continue walking and Garuda, my support guy, we'll just move ahead, try to find a place where it's a campsite where we could stay for the night. And I remember just taking a break. I was tired, and maybe the bear would show up. I mean, I think I was maybe too bold or stupid. Then I saw a mother bear with her little cub, and he was climbing up the tree. You know, they make that noise. And I was way kind of up high, and she was in the valley, and I looked down at her, and she looked at me coyly, like kind of like a cow making a sound, telling her little kid, "Get off the tree, we're getting out of here." So I saw not just one bear, but 3 bears. And when I got to the campsite, the owner of the campsite came to meet me at the road and the end of his driveway, said, "Hey, I've seen brown bears, I've seen black bears and white bears. Now I'm looking at an orange bear." I thought it was kind of a weak joke, but you know. Yeah. So the whole idea now, behind all these walks is to learn detachment, get close to nature, and accept whatever comes of its own accord. And don't complain about it. Just accept it. Deal with it. When it comes to the mosquito, you have to learn these things, Mosquitoes will come at you, buzz at you, and you know that you can't just let them ravage you. So instead of going like this, where they get even more stirred up, they land on you and just go, "Hare Krishna." Hare Rama. Slow and easy, and giving them the sound vibration before they pass away. It gets difficult sometimes because I like to chant on my beads. And I have to be very careful to chant with my teeth like this, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Otherwise, I would break my vows. I would be eating mosquitoes. That's against their principles. So, yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I got attacked by some black birds in the prairies, and I guess I was in their nesting areas. Some birds are extremely territorial, and they'll come at you, and that's exactly what they did. I told people I walked all across the country, but actually I cheated for about a half a kilometer because I was running away from these birds. I ran instead of walked. One day I had to deal with the call of nature because people asked. I went to one of those, the Mennonite towns and in the school, and I did my whole spiel, and then at the end, one girl, she just comes to me, she must have been about 7 or 8, she kind of pulls at my robes and said, "Excuse me," I said, "Yes. I was just wondering, when you're walking, and when you have to go, where do you go?" And so that is a little bit of an issue sometimes. You have to find a rock or a tree, or when someone's not looking, move fast, etc., etc. So I was near Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes there in Ontario, and a beautiful spot, and I had to deal with the call of nature because you're living out of the man, right? And I just stepped in the wrong place. It was like either hornets or wasps. And they jabbed into me, 7 of them, because I remember the name of it all after the jab, like jackknives in the back. And I chanted to save my life like nothing, like never before. And I got to my support person. His name was Marga, and he was kind of lying in the van like this and taking a little nap. And he could hear me panting, and I was a little bit embarrassed about the whole thing. And he said, "Maharaj, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I just don't feel like sitting down right now. And I don't feel like, sitting down here. I think I'll just do some more walking." So those are some of the things that happen along the way. And I mentioned about the redneck dynamics. That always humbles you, Someone will come out or they'll slow down their vehicle and like in a John Wayne tone, "Get out of town." You get that. Or like in Nebraska, as in Nebraska. So let's go to the States right now. In Nebraska, weird, what's going on? You got some vehicle trouble? I said, no, I'm doing this walk across the US. So many, no, let's see, let me get my words together. No more, not anymore, effing, blah, 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 that kind of language, not yogic words. And there's a lot of people around here with guns, and barking dogs, especially with clothes like that when you're an easy target. Just like something right out of the movies. This isn't really like, you have to pinch yourself, is this for real? So, and it is for real. There are people like that. But then I was walking in an area where there was 35,000 heads of cattle in one field. And the one across the road, 10,000. It's beef cattle, right? And, I don't take too kindly to that area, but I was walking parallel to the main highway, just trying to have a little break from the traffic. So you meet these kind of people, and it is kind of fun. Now I can tell you, and it's kind of laughable, but there's all kinds of people out there. And again, like most of them are really nice, really good. And, my experience going across Canada and then the US was similar. I would say that it was really super exciting for me to go through a desert, and me and my two guys who were out here one time, we were in Nebraska, and it was tornado season, and we were asking the local people, can you tell us where the tornadoes are? Because we've never seen one before. We're really excited. And people were just saying, you don't want to see them. You don't want to get close to them. But it's just a lot of entertainment out there. Now, taking care of the body, I would, on the average, walk 42 kilometers a day. That's about 26 miles. And my biggest day was 99 kilometers, which is, I guess, 65 miles. And it is a marathon level. It was a day when I decided I'm just going to do big. I was walking along the river, and there was a sidewalk through the night and lampposts. So it was quite okay. And so, mind you, I was very tired the next day, and thank God there was an ice storm the next day, which restricted me from walking. So I'll just sit this day out. Yeah. So I'm a little bit self-competitive, so I like to, let's say, outdo myself. Did I achieve my goal? Yes, I did. I finished my first walk at St. John's, Newfoundland, and I was not happy. I was just thinking it was a drab day. It's raining. No angels came from the sky. I was hoping for more, right? The sun didn't come out. And the media didn't take much interest. They were not at all taking, keen to what the mission's all about. And so I decided at that point, maybe it's not over. Maybe I have to at some point come back, turn around, and do it again, which is what I did. So I became a fanatic for walking, and it helped me in many, many ways. I'm doing what a monk is supposed to do, and meet people, learn detachment, get more spiritual, get more in touch with yourself, and make friends along the way and touch the earth. So that I did, and I did a few other countries. I did Ireland, take your umbrella. I did Israel, take your umbrella, but for the sun. Guyana, Trinidad, hot, humid, Mauritius, and I just finished starting another one. After I had changed my knees, I had to change my knees. I wore them down. Someone came and, in a sophisticated way, opened up and threw them in the garbage and couldn't do things there, right? And so in Suriname, the country of Suriname, are you familiar with that? There's all these black and brown people, they speak Dutch, and they said, how is this possible? Well, anything's possible. And again, once you're out there, you are feeling a strong connection with the Creator, the creation, and the creatures. 3 levels. And our biggest problem is, in the world in which we live, we're always in a box. No offense to our teacher or our, I assume this is your yoga studio.
I'm a teacher here.
Well, thank you. Okay. Well, we're in a box. And we feel safe here, especially with the like-minded individuals. But we're in a box. And usually we're in a box called an automobile, which has 4 wheels under it. And usually we're dealing with something like this, and it's a box, it's a square. And everything's pretty square. And you know what, the real world is not squarish. It's curvy, you know. It's beautiful, it's roundish. And sometimes it is a little bit rocky-like. It's all beautiful. If you want to have variety, you want to have a variety show, you want to have an IMAX, you know, experience, just go outside. And the magic takes place. The same magic that many ancestors have gone through. Well, like if you come from India, it's the yogis who have done this. The Buddhist monks also along walks. If you are from the Orthodox Church background, you've got a history of people doing the Jesus prayer and they're just walking wherever. Our indigenous people doing the same type of thing. Vision quests, going somewhere in a sort of remote place, walking, going on a fast, and in a way kind of finding yourself. And if anybody Irish here? Any Irish folks? Well, the Catholics, maybe your ancestors, they followed St. Patrick to the rock. So, you know, really that's what it was. We've reinvented and we've redefined in this day and age what pilgrimage is. Fly to Vegas, have a good time. I'm being so facetious now. Go to Disney, look at the mouse and the duck and all the other things that are added to it. And this is tends to be like a trip, like a vacation. But in ancient times, well, we had this aviation, we didn't have automobiles. The way to have a real change and a breath of fresh air is you go for a long walk, right? And so that's what I did, and a few times, and we just go out. My walk was to encourage other people to get back into the walking culture. You know, don't leave it behind. Give your car a break. You know, give it a pillow. You know, give it a blanket. You know, tuck it in bed. You know, stay here for a while. I'll be back. So those are some of the experiences. And what I did do is I wrote a book about all my walking experiences. It's called The Saffron Path. This is the last copy I have, but it can be acquired through Amazon, The Saffron Path. So it covers the U.S., Canada, and some of the other countries that I did. And it's light, it's an easy read, and it's fun. I word a little bit about my folks, my dad who walked with me a bit, so I felt great about that. And you know, so that's a little bit of a background on the walking culture, which is about rhythm and moving. And when I thought in the winter, it was such an exciting day. This is in the mountains. It's in early June. You know, mountains don't have much of a summer. But what was nice about it is that I was, you know, sort of greasing the earth, you know, making notes on the gravel, and then the sheets of ice or snow were sliding off the branches of the pine trees. So I'm just going, and then you've got the, let's say the birds in the sky, they're making their music, and in the distance is a train, which sounds something like a harmonium or like something that gives a drone sound. So it's like a jazzy day for me. And I have to tell you something. one of the best pieces of music that you can ever play if you have some device. James Brown, I Feel Good. It's got a good tempo, and it really does work. And there are great moments like Mahalia Jackson. I was a rainy day, and my support person snuck up on me, and he played Mahalia Jackson's Didn't It Rain Children. You know? And and if you don't have that music around you, then you make the music. Right? So that's a little bit of a glimpse into the walking culture. And maybe some of you have some questions, because we do intend to do some mantra meditation. And it was nice to hear. When we walked in, we thought, this is my kind of place. Any questions at all at this point? Okay, let's go for a walk. All right, good. So maybe something will come up a little bit later on. And I had lots of opportunities to speak at yoga studios, community centers, sometimes churches as well, and temples about higher consciousness and what it means to try to transcend, to get beyond where we are now. Where are we now, by the way? Well, a lot of us are in bodily conscious. We're just stuck in a rut, I would say. I have this physical body, but I'm not really. You look in the mirror and you're looking at your physical self, but there's something more to me, something of a lighter nature, more subtle, and that's called Brahman. It's spirit. And I think like walking really helps in that regard, to help you come to the sphere. For me, the temple was the outside, the gravel underneath the feet, the trees that were the walls, the sky was my skyline, I guess you could say, ceiling, and all the birds and all the people, the creatures that are out there were my companions living with me in that temple. So when studying the Bhagavad Gita, the ultimate book in yoga, we hear a lot about how the absolute, how the supreme divine is identified with the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, and the sounds around us. So I've been reading the Bhagavad Gita for quite some time, some decades, as was indicated, and I just found that this was, now I'm realizing it, now I'm seeing it. There were some times when I was in such awe that I just had to sit down and cry. It was so beautiful, There was one day the fog was so thick, and then the sun burned through it, and it was the fall time, and all the colors were out there. There was a fresh sort of rainfall on the side of the rocks. This is called the oldest rock in the world, the shield, they call it. You can see all the grays and all the veins in there. It was just so absolutely beautiful, and it just brought me to my knees. It was such a wonderful experience with being with nature. So I think what we can do then is do a little bit of mantra meditation. That's okay with you? Yeah? And I think that's one of the reasons you came here. And then we can take it with you. Do we have the Marga here? Or?
Yeah, he's
Always putting some water on it. Yeah. This is a Bengali drum. It's called the Marga. Probably you know about it. And it's got beautiful, subtle sounds. None of us are experts in it, but you get every sound you can imagine out of this thing, And it's sweeter than tabla. Tabla is also tight. And djembe, I love djembe. It's got that pop that makes you want to dance, but it doesn't bring up the subtleties. So we might disappoint you when we don't come through playing with total finesse. But the main thing is the beat. Now, what I go to a lot of places in the world. I get invited to work on dramas. I've written plays. I work primarily with young folks. About age is not really, there's no limitation, honestly. And So we host we put on a whole drama based on the Mahabharata, the Bhagavad Gita, so, and people love it. It's a different kind of entertainment, you know. It's about anybody from the 60s here, the 70s, 80s, when music was a little bit more like music, you know. And I'm not a disco fan, but when music is more, I mean, I listen to some of the stuff that blasting out, so, really? So, what I've been doing at some of these festivals, some of these events, is just leading like a yoga dance routine. I was wondering if you'd be happy about that as part of a spiritual experience. Real simple steps.
Sure.
Is that okay? Great. Now, are we familiar with the mantra, the Maha mantra? Okay, everyone's pretty much okay with that. And so what we can do is combine the movement with the song. And last weekend I was in Deland, where there's a retreat center. I was there with a number of doctors, medical workers, and physicians, right? So we got everybody dancing. I said it was going to be like a healthy place, a place to let's say, lift your spirit and get you into good, not just a headspace, but a good, healthy condition, wholesome and with wellness. And why don't we just do some kind of dance? I thought that would be great. So I just wanted to know what our time constraints on this. Is that we're going till 8 o'clock on that?
What's the time now?
7.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, so we can do the mantra dance.
Okay.
And then around 8 we have plans for dinner for everyone. It's like a spiritual food.
That's at 8 o'clock. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Is that okay for all? Okay.
Okay? All right. So I think maybe what will help us into the transition, we'll start with the mantra, and we'll maybe we can start with a one-syllable sound vibration, Omkar, Pranava Omkar. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it. So we'll do that. And I think that if we could start off with our back, neck, and head erect in a straight line, that way we'll get the best lung power out of everyone. Okay? So I'm not concerned so much about what pitch you're on with this, but it's just one syllable. It's the reverse of what cows do. They say moo, M-O-O-O. We're doing O-O-O-M. And bulls too. I can't be sexist. So let us do that. And we don't need the drum now, but it'll come very soon. That's okay. You can stay there if you like.
Yes.
All right, so what I think we can do then is to close your eyes for this segment. I think it works really well that way. And we'll just, I'll just set the tone. You can use any pitch that you like, but I think we're all going to end it on the same note. I think we're pretty good. All right? So I'll count, after the count of 3, then we'll let it out. And I want to prolong it a little bit, okay? Just let it sort of just let it run, okay? So 1, 2, 3, go. Very good. Yeah, the lips resonate at the end when you hit the end. That's really nice. All right. Again, closing the eyes. And 1, 2, 3. Excellent. We'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Excellent, great. So now we will Namo, it's 2 syllables. Namo, like that. So we'll just do the Namo and then we'll attach the 2 together, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Very good. Now what we can do is use the 2 words together. O, we'll draw it out and then jump into Namo. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Ready for the next word? There's only 4 words, not a big deal. Then the one. Bhagavate. Again, another 4 words, actually, syllables, okay? Let's just go for Bhagavate. Bhagavate. Yeah. But what that means is that it's referring to the universe, the cosmos, God, the supreme, the divine with a capital D, etc. That's what we're talking about here. All right, so Bhagavate. 1, 2, 3, go. Very good. Now let's put the 3 words together. Om Namo Bhagavate. 1, 2, 3, go. Then the last word, Vasudevaya. It's 5 syllables. Vasudevaya. One more time. Vasudevaya. 1, 2, 3. Good, great. So that's a full mantra that we've learned. Now let's put it all together. So it's Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All right. 1, 2, 3, go. So, how does that make you feel? Anybody, one of you can open up your eyes. Any comments? How does that make you feel? Before we started chanting the mantra, to the before and after, any comments? One word?
Serene.
Serene.
Warmth in the heart.
What's that?
Warmth in the heart.
Warmth in the heart. Nice. Very good. Anything else?
Lighter.
Linear?
Lighter.
Lighter. Thank you. Okay. Beautiful. One more.
Settled. Settled. Just settled.
Settled. Nice. Good. Yeah, it is. It's very grounding. You know? That's it, right. Okay, great. So, are you, we've never rehearsed. We'll try. We'll try. We're all gonna try. All right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's good. Now, Bobo, use the technique of Shravanam Kirtanam. You can do it. Shravanam Kirtanam. Shravanam means in Sanskrit, it means to hear it first from a person who's leading the mantra. And then just repeat what you heard. And we just go back. It's like a receive and respond kind of thing. Like the mamas of the mamas, you know. All the leaves are brown, all the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. Okay. Music was music, right? All right. Okay, so I'll read the chant and then you can respond. You can decide if you want to keep your eyes closed or not. It's entirely up to you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Part 2 to the melody. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Namo Vasudevaya. applause. Okay. We're doing okay? Everyone's okay in their positions? Whatever. During COVID, I had a chance, I couldn't do, like many of us, we weren't able to do many things socially that we were accustomed to. And by the way, we went into the yoga dance in a few minutes. I had a chance to read some poetry, or write some poetry, and I thought I'd just share one or two with you. What's the opposite of chanting mantras? What's the most evil thing you can do with your mouth? Yes! Yes! Yes. Wow, that was good. So I wrote something called Loose Tongue Monster. But should we take a break? Or are we all right?
Anyone needs water or anything? Anyone needs water? We can pass some water bottles. If anyone, raise your hand if you need water. We have bathrooms here in case anyone wants to use.
Okay, so I'm going to find this thing, and I am writing a second book about some of the poems I've written. I'm just trying to find it. I think it's just anti-meditative. I'll get to it. I hope everything, are we going in a good direction?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Is this what you want? Can't find it. Like most things. How many of you are from Florida originally? 1, 2. And you're from other parts of the country, everyone else?
Canada.
Somebody's from Canada? Oh, really? Permanently, you're here?
Yes. Well, permanently,
Are you snowbirds?
no.
Mostly. Snowbird. Which part of Canada?
I lived in Midland, Ontario before I moved here.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Barbershop.
Marshline, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice up there. Good, well, thank you. And, oh, God. What else can I say? Anybody from Europe here? Anybody from another planet here? Okay. Well, I can't find what I'm looking for right now, and that's usually the way it goes. You know, let's see. Yeah, okay, so be it. Okay, here's, most of the stuff that I've written is quite, like non-secular, but I'll do a secular one. Everybody loves trees. How many people like trees? Okay, so I've written something called Trees, and after every stanza, I was wondering if you could just say trees. Okay? Or, so it's not a mantra, but practically it is. All right, here we go. What hugs the soil and keeps it in place, teaches tolerance, especially at the base, provides us company when down and lonely, is a true member of the earthly family.
Trees.
What cuts the wind when all is tossed in the air, which resembles a turbulent mind, enough to scare? What emits a sweet scent at dusk and at dawn, and a sap flow at winter's end when spring is on?
Trees.
What gives warmth and cold and coolness and heat, and what eats and drinks by their very own feet? Give shelter with shade at a blazing sun's prime. What will never let you down in the very worst time?
Trees.
What stretches up to touch a gorgeous sky, and what is home for species that fly? What provides restfulness and a place of refuge for feathered and furry friends during a deluge?
Trees.
What dances and breezes in awesome rhythm, makes music of creaks, moans, and bits of rhythm? What can cause a surge of adrenaline, conserve fire and hydrogen and oxygen?
Trees.
What are the soft hairs jutting out of the universe, yielding healing powers like nature's nurse? what requires our stewardship and service, a chance for their well-deserved catharsis.
Trees.
I can tell you what saved my life multiple times. Their arms reached out to mine on a steep climb. More than once I took to a slippery slope when there seemed to be so very little hope.
Trees.
Trees. Some are alive, some are dead, some are green, some are red. Some bear fruit, some bear nuts, most have wood for their very own guts. Some have needles, some have leaves. Know it for certain, they're here to please.
Trees.
Thank you. And one of the reasons why some of us go on pilgrimage, we're like, has anybody been to India? India? In the north, south, or?
North. My dad's side of the family is from there.
Okay, from which part?
They live in Delhi right
Delhi,
now.
all right.
I forget where he was born.
Yes. Delhi is south of the Himalayas, and between that is Kurukshetra. Some of us go to India to go to, let's say, where the trees are, like Vrindavan is the place where Krishna was born, had his pastimes and so on like that. Okay. Here's something that's going to be a little deeper, and one of the great yogis of the past, his name is Chaitanya, and he's the one that started the whole kirtan culture 500 years ago. And that meant singing, dancing, and kind of letting yourself go, right? So this is a paraphrasing of something called Shikshastakam. So that means Ashtakam. Ashtakam means 8, and 8 referring to 8 verses of guidelines. Okay. So what are the guidelines here? How to think, where your emotions can be directed. Everyone's got feelings, everyone's got emotions, sensations, and if you direct them to something sublime as opposed to mundane, you're better off. That's all I can say. So Chaitanya expresses feelings in 8 verses. I call this Chaitanya's verses. Okay? So he was very much in love with chanting. He was very much in love, in particular, with the deity Krishna. So I'll read this to you, and then we'll move on to our next little escapade. Here it is. O son of Nanda, I love you. Wait a minute. That's part 2. I knew we were getting too deep too fast. Victory to the sacred sound that cleanses all around. There's filth in the heart, piled up from the start. Many births of desires have burst up like fires. Therefore, the kirtan charge is for humanity at large. It is a practice so cool, like the rays of the moon. It is the fruit of wisdom with joy that's arisen. So sweet to the taste, we go there in great haste. You who are divine, this sound is sublime. With thousands of names, they all are the same. In them all energies are invested. The names are tested. Rules, not hard and fast. It's easy to pass. Out of sheer kindness, the sound is sure to bind us. Attractive, accessible, approachable, doable. But what is most unfortunate, I can't always appreciate it. To approach the sound, one must be humbly bound. Like the straw in the street, one has to be meek. Like a tall, stout tree, tolerant as can be. I'm telling you, brother, it's the ego we have to smother. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. Respect is how it should be. With the right attitude, the constant sound has platitude. O power behind the universe, I'm not looking to be fabulously rich, not to be overwhelmed by the lustful itch, nor entangled in the name fame hitch. I'll have my Bhakti list, though births persist. O son of Nanda, I love you, and I will assist you, but I'm in an ocean, drowning without devotion. Pick me up from this ocean of death before my last breath. While those lotus feet are handsome, place me there like an atom. When will the time come when tears of love will run and flow so constantly while chanting in ecstasy? When will my voice choke up in the course of shake-up? When will hairs stand on end as we chant to transcend? Govinda is your name. Separation makes me insane. One moment lasts forever, like 12 years or whatever. Tears come like rain. Your absence gives such pain. This vacancy in life creates so much strife. But I know only you as my lover. There is no other. Even when it's rough, I'll never have enough of heartfelt embrace, or when we find no trace of you in your freedom to act. So I'll state the fact that I love you, I always will love you. So Chaitanya, who was the master of Kirtan, and he brought it to the world, and he helped us to understand that sound there's something beautiful in sacred sound, and there's no difference between sound and the universe, sound and God, and so on like that. So I was raised Catholic. Any other Catholics here? Any Protestants here? Okay. We all heard that in the Lord's Prayer about our Father art in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. I used to wonder, hallowed be thy name. What does that mean? You know? So are we talking about Halloween? Hallowed? We're just talking about the non-differentiation between the sound, sound vibration and the supreme. There's no difference. It's not different from each other. So anyways, that's another poem I want to share with you, and I hope you liked it. There's a few other great ones in here. Dear Mind, I just wanted to share with you the other one. But I didn't pop up here, and I just didn't slide in a marker so I could pull it out. I was actually not ready. But I keep this, I use it sometimes. So, shall we just go to the other mantra now? And I understand the Maha Mantra is something you're familiar with, okay? And so I think we'll just work on that one now, and then we'll introduce the yoga dance steps. And actually, so you can just tell me when I should stop, okay? We have another 10 minutes, 15?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
7:45 we can start the dinner.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we'll start with the mantras, but this particular combination of Hare, Krishna, and Rama, combination of these three words. Well, most sacred mantra, I guess you could say that's found in India. This one's usually a lot of fun, and it's deep. All right, so I guess you can repeat after me. Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
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 Hare,
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare,
Hare,
Rama,
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 Rama.
Rama,
Rama,
Hare,
Hare,
Hare.
Hare.
Translation, you may have gotten to this before. I would just keep it real simple and just say, let's expressing gratitude. Really, that's the Buddha. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you. And who's you? Well, somebody above us. Okay, that we say is Krishna in our tradition. All right, so then again, we'll just do the same sequence this mantra, and then we'll get into the movement, okay? All right, so should we just do the simple? Does anybody Have you ever seen the Broadway production Hair, or the movie that was made in '79? I know I sound old. All right, we'll just use it, basically that version of that melody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. leg over. And then back. Okay?
Step forward in it, or just put it?
Yeah, you can a little bit forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in other words, we'll do one more time.
Yeah.
Like this. And then back. And back. Okay? So we'll do a count on that, alright? So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You got the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't mind what you do with your arms. Just have the balance so they can keep a little balance. Okay, great. So isn't that wonderful? We're all moving together like wheat in the field, you know, the thing that's coming. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and you just count it up. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4,
What time are we leaving?
How's everyone feeling?
Okay.
Yeah, we have your prasadam in the car. You want me to get it?
No, it's okay. Oh, you mean we're
Everyone
gonna
charged up,
I think now next time is to dinner.
both physically and for spiritually.
Okay, that's good.
So if you want to.
So,
my program. That's
on behalf of Swami, first of all, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our host, which is Yoga Shakti. Maharaj has a great sense of humor. So, first of all, the Yoga Shakti, Anita, Marga, and on behalf of Anita, we have Christina. So we are very, very grateful for allowing us to be here, having this wonderful spiritual sangha. And my deepest gratitude to dear friend Liz. She was very instrumental in making this happen, right? And to all of you, who came from, I see some of you come from Riverview and Palm Springs, Clearwater and New Tampa. So it's like a spiritual oasis when we all come. And most special gratitude to dear Maharaj. So in our traditional way, we have a way to express gratitude by 3 times loudly chanting Har, Hari, Bol. Shall we do that? Let's together express our gratitude with open heart and arms raised. Hari Bol!
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol! Thank you so much, Maharaj, for sharing such wonderful stories from your trip and making us dance in this wonderful steps. And
Do you usually dance at this session?
yeah, we usually dance, but different ways. But this was very special.
Try to be synchronized.
Yeah, I think everyone did well. So kudos to all of you. So now we're going to have spiritual food. So Manjulari Priya, my good wife, made the wonderful prasadam. Prasadam is like God's mercy in the form of food. This Bhakti Yoga means to connect every aspect of our life to connect to God and feel that hand of God even in every grain or every molecule. So we will be serving prasadam or spiritual food dinner. And also we have wonderful spiritual books. So and we have the japa malas also, in case if you would like to repeat this mantra for 10 minutes a day, which we highly encourage. So the mantra meditation to relieve ourselves of all the stress, anxiety, negativity. If we do for 10 minutes a day this mantra meditation process, we will feel great change in our life, and we will feel so connected to the divine, as Maharaj said with a capital D. So feel free to have a look at the books, and will we be sitting here once we get our plates? Okay, so once you get your plates from the area, with the room right next to as you go out, the room right of this room. So we'll sit here, we can have discussion if you want to share something, and hang around, and if you want to ask something to Maharaj is also going to be available. So for some casual discussion, question answers, have a look at the books, and have a fun time, right? That's why we're all here. Bhakti is fun. Any thoughts, comments, or any questions?
Just a quick comment. Also, thank you so much, ISKCON and Swamiji, for your words of wisdom today and uplifting the energy, and of course, echoing your sentiments. Thank you everyone for coming. It's always a pleasure and wonderful to have the sense of community and all coming together as one. And we would love to be able to have a snapshot of everyone that came today. We're going to leave a sign-up sheet up at the front. And then also, if you would like to join the Yoga Shakti's email list, we'll have another sheet for you as well. So be sure to jot down before you head out tonight. Thank you, Christina.
And did everyone sign up on the form? Anyone who has not signed up, I'll be happy to take your details so that we can inform you about the future events, and other special guests coming, other special dancing or kirtan events going on. So we would love for all of you to join again and have a wonderful spiritual sangha.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it's time for the spiritual food. Please. My wife is setting up things there as we were talking. But Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Ekant Prabhu.
It's all stuff I learned recently, so I just kind of like donated all my dishes, just where